Hey y'all, I'm Lachlan, and in today's video I have some more demos to go over with y'all, but very quickly, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you enjoy my content, want to see every time that I post, make sure to ring that bell so you don't miss out on future content just like this, which is very similar content that I seem to be doing, because we are in June, which means it is gaming Christmas for all of us gamer girls out there, because there's so many things being showcased, demos being released, talking about games that are coming up, so there's so much to see. And so I have 5 more games to discuss and showcase here for y'all today. All the links that you need are in the description box below, but let's get into this list. So first game on my list is Zen Garden. It was developed and published by Inico Games. Zen Garden is a relaxing logic game about creating your own Japanese-style garden settings. Through block play and decoration, you can solve puzzles in multiple ways, expressing your imagination and advancing through the story. So pro for this game is it's simple, with some head-scratching puzzles. Like, they're not all easy. There is some difficulty, which is nice. And my con is honestly nothing. I really enjoyed the cozy vibes in this game. It's very simplistic, very straightforward, of course. I really would enjoy if it came out on Switch. So there's a hint there for the dev. But really enjoyed Zen Garden. Wanted to kick it off with a very subtle but cute game. Number 2 on the list is Sling a Thing. Developed and published by Naval. Sling a Thing is a mind-boggling comedy action puzzler. Throw and transform into more than 20 different cartoon characters and objects to find your way to the exit in over 200 levels. I don't remember reading that it was 200 levels. I obviously did not play that many levels because it was a demo. But wow, is that a lot of levels? The pro is that it's a very simplistic 2D art style, which I liked. And it's really easy to understand puzzle-wise. Some are difficult, like I did get stuck, but there is a way you can skip a level, and I did take advantage of that. I like it when, you know, you've tried so many times, and it's like, I just want to move on. Well, it gave you that option, which I completely appreciate. On is basically, I was waiting on why we're throwing an apple into a little door, but it doesn't have to be that deep, yeah? I mean, it really doesn't. Honestly, I don't really have any cons for this one either. Number 3 on my list is Kitty's Last Adventure. It was developed and published by Woom, I believe is how you say that. Kitty's Last Adventure is a wave-based roguelite auto shooter where you play as Kitty the cat aboard her flying cat saucer created by her distraught human. Pro is, I did not play it for long, but I understand what the Vampire Survivors fans are talking about, because the con is my hands got a little sweaty, but I couldn't take my eyes away from the screen, which, I mean, is that really a con? I mean, you probably shouldn't be staring at a screen for that long. So I don't really have a con for this, except for I could see how it could be addicting, especially when you get the certain power-ups. You get to choose, I guess, how quickly or how much more power you want to put into your shots, or do you want to give a different power to the little kitty on the spacecraft. It was just a fun time, and probably my version of a Vampire Survivors game. So, highly recommend. 4th game on the list is Cave Hikers, developed and published by Studio Spectre and Porcupine Parkour. Cave Hikers is a relaxing and humorous 2D interactive cartoon mockumentary that follows 3 characters through a cavernous world on a quest to find the mystical cave with an infinite ceiling. Pro with this game is it's straightforward. It's a straightforward, like, find this item, help her get dressed, those types of things, help her prepare for the trip, with some like light puzzles in there as well. But it did have, and this was my favorite part of it, it had a fun like narrative voice actor. So there's basically a story being told, obviously, but the voice actor is really nice, and it kind of reminded me of the narrator's voice in Little Miss Fortune. I don't know if it's the accent, but it just gave me those vibes in that way with the humor and such as well. And so I liked it. I liked it a lot. It brought you on a journey and I was there for it. Only con is that it doesn't tell you anything, but gives you the space to actually think about the puzzling part of the game. It wasn't a difficult game, but I did have to, you know, scratch my head just a little bit in certain instances. But other than that, Cave Hikers, easygoing game. And my last game on this list is Into the Emberlands, developed by Tiny Roar and published by Daedalic Entertainment. Venture out into the Emberlands and uncover an ever-changing world filled with surprising encounters and mystical creatures. Save villagers who got lost in the miasma, collect resources, and rebuild your village to create a safe haven for your people. Pro with this game is, yet again, I could not put it down. But I had so many demos to play this past weekend, so I eventually had to put it down. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be, which is nice because I'm terrible at survival games, similar to Don't Starve, which is basically the vibes that I got from this one. But I was able to get through several days in this game, and I only died once. But there's not, you don't lose the village progress that you've had. There is like a past save point or something, so you don't lose everything, which I think is what I really enjoyed about this, because if I have to start all the way over, forget about it. Ain't doing it. Not gonna happen. So I like that this kind of gives you a little bit of a crutch in that way. You lose the things that you've collected, but you don't lose the progress in the village, which is very, very nice. I loved that all the creatures that I came across as well weren't out to get me in any way. They just needed some materials. And so I was happy to find an axe, chop a tree, and give that troll or whatever it is 8 pieces of wood, because they all wanted 8 pieces of wood for some reason. Are they building a log cabin? Who knows? Who knows? And then con, I thought I reached the end of the demo when I ran out of houses to build in the village, but then I figured out after a little bit that I just needed to upgrade it. And I just needed to go to that big flamed candle that was in the center of the village. So once I figured that out, I mean, it was easy sailing from there. I kind of got in the zone with it, and that's why it made it so difficult, because I just wanted to keep growing and growing and just all the growth in the village. And it was my favorite part of the game. So all in all of these games, all 5 of these, I had a pleasant time with all of them. They weren't all super long. Into the Emberlands, you could just keep going and going and going. I don't know how far along that one was going to go. I think the same with the Kitty's Last Adventure as well. You can keep like doing the auto shooter and just keep upgrading, I believe. I'm sure there's probably an endpoint with them, but I just didn't reach it. But they were all really good games, and ones that I would not have known if people did not reach out to me on it. So big thanks, and thank you so much to those that reached out to me about your game. I love being introduced to new indie games in this space, and cozy games as well. And some of them are just so creative. Like, how? But thank you all so much for watching.